All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. A little bit of a rough video on this one, but I always say, look, I'm not here to be a fanboy, right? I'm gonna say when things are bad and scary, and honestly, things look a little bad and scary actually across these three, okay? I think the important thing to stress is MVIS has done really well since the 30th. All right, SOUNHOUND has pretty much done well, just maybe since the 13th, if I'm not mistaken. But both of those two have actually had nice little uptrends. All right, so as sad as it is to maybe be cooling off, I'm still kind of looking at a healthy cool, but a cool nonetheless. Okay, with MULN. I will be very honest. You know, I almost made a MULN video yesterday. I got a little bit busy. You know, if you watch my videos, you always like the last like what 4 months especially has been all about breaking the 8 and the 20, and it's another video of that, you know what I mean? But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we gonna do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, especially if you can actually share the video, okay? But let's get into this. And okay, the biggest thing I actually want to talk about is yesterday's candle. Okay, so on Monday the 4th, it is sorry to zoom in and out so much. I actually should just keep it like right here. Okay, Monday the 4th was as textbook a doji as you can get. All right, the open is at 271. We go up, we drop down. End of the day, it closes exactly where it opened. Right, to me, the doji candle screams uncertainty. People weren't sure if it should go up, people weren't sure if it should go down. They decided, you know what, let's wait for tomorrow to confirm. And if you watch my videos, I say it on every single video. This is not MVIS specific, MVIS, you know, bias, anything like that. The day after the doji tends to tell the truth. Okay, and really the truth I'm seeing is we're not ready to break this 100 moving average yet. Okay, that's obvious. Ooh, am I lagging here a little bit? Hopefully that doesn't keep up. That's what we were chasing the last, what, it's been about 2 weeks since I've been covering MVIS now, right? But you know, we were bouncing on the 8 like a champion. We obviously came to this very pivotal wedge. You don't hear me talk about wedge patterns or any really pattern. I'm not a pattern trader at all, right? But we came to a point where we were either going to keep going up the 8 and actually break the 100, or the 100 was going to reject us and we were going to go down. There was no in between. I guess in between would maybe we just go horizontal, right? But man, it's just it's one of those things where we saw a beautiful break of the 100. You often hear me say you cannot let one candle get you too excited, right? You need to confirm. Doji never counts. Today, we see what today was. And the one thing I do want to flash really quickly is the NASDAQ, all right? NASDAQ does really well on that Friday, okay? The Monday actually slips as close to that 20 moving average I've been talking about as it has. Definitely doesn't close there. Obviously, a nice wick recovery. And today was actually, you can kind of say, I don't know if I want to call this a good day or a bad day, right? It obviously, like I said, hasn't hit the 20 just yet, but we're under the 8 moving average. You know I don't like that, right? So we got the MACD. Red is now over the green. We have the red over green also on the RSI. These are kind of saying the same thing, and volume actually hasn't been beautiful. We've broken the line all 4 days, but like the last 4 days have been pretty bad, and really even going till here, there's been a lot more selling than buying, right? Like we're not living in this window of just buying every day, right? So yeah, watch the NASDAQ is obviously super important on a tech stock, right? MVIS, like I said, it's interesting because obviously man, my mouse is messing up a little bit. I'm so sorry. We saw the correlation here, very different correlation here, right? NASDAQ goes down. We actually doji up. Today, NASDAQ recovers. MVIS decides to lose 2 moving averages and a resistance line on a single candle. It seems like tomorrow might be coming here. Tomorrow we actually might see 237, maybe 243, but it kind of seems like, and again, look, maybe I'm over analyzing, because again, same way I say you can't get too excited about one candle up. Excuse me, you can't get too excited about one candle up. Maybe I'm getting too scared of one candle down, right? I will for sure say that, but I think I've been wrong about the NASDAQ too. Like, I think, like, there was a pause. Like, like, you caught the pause between coming, like, I thought NASDAQ was going to fall here. I thought NASDAQ was going to fall here. I actually started to believe NASDAQ was going to run here. All of a sudden it comes back to, like, I've been wrong about the NASDAQ for, man, 2.5 weeks easy, right? So, like, I can tell I'm, like, messing myself up as I say words, but I'm not a like, again, I'm not using it like, I'm not saying crash, I'm not saying big drop or anything like that, right? But yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit of a healthy pullback. I don't think MVIS has broken the, like, obviously the goal was break the 100, go to the 200. I was talking about breaking this 200 and running, right? The 100, again, we haven't even come remotely near it since early August, right? Little baby wick, kind of something. Little baby wick, kind of something. Open above it, but definitely close under it. Like, this was the first time in 1, 2, 3, 4 full months, right? So, you know, it's not a bad thing that we failed at this time. Believe me, I wanted it to go up, 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 right? Like, you know, I love the MVIS army, right? But as much as I love you all, part of my love is saying, I'm a little worried right here. I'm a little worried of coming down to, like I said, that 240. That'll at least hit that. Clearly, I need to stay above the 8 and the 20. You can slip below the 8 and still be bullish, as long as the 20 catches and supports it, right? Because look, it's this evil monster you can't get over right here. It becomes, and you know, I think it's important to say this because it doesn't actually happen here. Look, we ride the 8 and only the 8 from down here to up here. 20 never comes into play. I don't know if that's kind of the same thing here. Like, I don't know if we should be worried, but I like the distance between this. I think I'm going to give the 20 a little bit of credit there, but right here's a good example. Damn, it was a little bit of a far ways away, right? But let me just kind of show it, right? You can bounce on the 8, lose it, and then use the 20 to kind of bounce you back up, right? Maybe not the prettiest of ones. And really, man, as I'm looking at this, the 20 hasn't been a beautiful line on MVIS. That's not good to, like, the 8 is a powerful beast on MVIS. That's an easy thing to say. 20 is a little bit interesting. I'm going to put that in my back pocket. I'm going to do my best to cover MVIS just a little bit more than I used to. Obviously, look, I didn't cover it a lot during this downtrend, right? Like, I mean, it's not to say that when I stop covering a stock, that means it's not going to do well. That's not the implication, right? But I'm going to see what my back of the pocket thoughts are on the 20. I think you should do the same, and I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. But yeah, I'm a little less 8 and 20 on this one. This one very much seems bad things happen under the 8, right? So, dude, tomorrow actually really needs to get back over 260. 260, I think, is going to be a very, very, very important line for MVIS tomorrow, all right? Where are we on the weekly? Okay, again, it kind of, okay, I'm now seeing this as a little bit of like a weekly hesitation maybe, and sometimes that could be a good thing, right? Because yeah, a weekly resistance, it's going to matter on the daily as well, right? I've been so wrong on the NASDAQ, and I think that's what's like, I gotta believe you hear the hesitation in my voice as I'm making this one, but I think the really easy thing to say is, and I clicked it and the same number came, this must close at 2. I will not accept 255. I'll be so honest with you. We must, this one even said 261. 260, 261. It must close up there. Otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we 235 it, 244 it, 240 it, something like that. So let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, let's move into sound. Come on, am I lagging? Damn. Sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. All right. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe and share this video, it would help me out a lot. But let's get into it. And oh man, a lot of the same words I just said on MVIS actually will be echoing on this SoundHound chart, all right? The biggest thing that I see in this week and a half little moment was we never actually like broke and confirmed the 100 moving average. You know, I got so excited when we wicked that 240 line, right? I'd been banging that 240 drum for a bit, you know. The real issue just is neither of, I mean, damn, dude. Oh, man. That was a good candle, too. Oh, man. It's funny because I remember also saying that, like, I actually thought we would kind of hold this 220. And I think that's why I'm a little silent right now, because what I see right now is 1, 2, 3 moving averages getting really tight. And again, you know, I don't know the math behind these 5 lines, right? Like I don't, I like genuinely don't. I have no interest in learning it. It seems like they're gonna be consolidating around this like 216 kind of line, right? I've been talking 220, right? Like I also often talk about this like oscillation that happens on key lines, up and down, up and down. Like I really think we might be trying to like live within these 3 lines, hopefully while the NASDAQ cools. Otherwise, look, after this, like, where's this line at? Oh yeah, that's right there. I'll even be honest. I think I'm gonna, look, I'm gonna delete this line is actually what I'm gonna do, because I don't even think we need it anymore. But let me just make the point real quick. If we lose this line, if we lose all those moving averages, red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, like this is a very fast up and down. If we lose 210, 209, 208, that's the lowest we can go. Yeah, 208. If we lose 208, I think it'll be a very fast drop to 199, if not even 192. Again, these 3 are more than half of the moving averages, all right? I can see us oscillating on the 100. I can see these 3 kind of consolidating into a tight single point right about here, somewhere in that range. Overall, again, you gotta watch the NASDAQ. Look, I say this with love, right? SoundHound is still very, very much a needs to prove its stock. Like, I'll be honest, I don't really know what SoundHound does. I've heard it's nothing more than a fancy like talk to text thing. I'm really excited for the comments to like hopefully offend someone and like someone slap a little knowledge to my face, you know what I mean? But SoundHound still has a lot to prove. SoundHound isn't that high on my like AI hierarchy. It's not that low either, right? Like, I'm not trying to say it's low, but NASDAQ needs to do a lot for SoundHound to do well. I've been talking about a slip to the 20 for a bit. I've been very wrong about it the last 2.5 weeks. I can't like stress that, and like it's really kind of messing with my like analyses, I feel a little bit. But look, it should hold. Right? Like, we've been living at a really, really high RSI. We're actually very nicely coming down into the 50s. I think another day or two will bring us into this like nice little like 40 number. Hopefully that's the like, just go under it to like 1450, get back up and go, right? Like, I'm not I think the NASDAQ's going to crash thing. Clearly, if we lose this, the next line, you can barely see it, but it's down here. And if NASDAQ loses that, that's where SoundHound will make the same drop and kind of go there, if not maybe a little worse, right? But I'm hoping that NASDAQ recovers. I'm hoping these 3 lines can hold it during the NASDAQ recover, and then we finally break the 100 to make our way on up, right? But I'm not going to cover Palantir, but Palantir has had some rough days. I hold more value on Palantir than SoundHound. If Palantir is going to go down, I can't expect much more, right? And look, This is one bad candle. Doji doesn't count. We're going to see the truth tomorrow. I really do believe that, all right? Where's NVIDIA at? NVDA, come on, baby. Damn, there's a little bit of a lag. I'm sorry. NVIDIA made it all the way down here. It lost this one, lost this one. It's using these two right now, right? But, you know, these are a little bit higher on the hierarchy, right? I'll be honest, I haven't looked at AI in whoa, that's what AI looks like? Crazy. Oh, I had no idea. Even AI, though, I have a little bit over SoundHound. That's actually what the point was, not for me to look at that. But just watch the AI sector auxiliaries, all right? And that is literally everything I just flashed, right? The 3 other tickers and NASDAQ. But I'm putting weight on these 3 for sure because I think it's more than half. So I think that's a pretty good analysis here. We talked about the weekly. Man, this thing looks very similar to MVIS, all right? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, let's take a look at MULN. Dude, MULN, all right? Listen, I have to start with this caveat, all right? Look, obviously, I would love for you to subscribe and share this video. You know that, right? But more than anything, I really want to say I am not here to spread fear. I am never going to tell you to buy something or sell something, right? Like, I'm just a dude giving opinions based on colorful lines, right? Like that's what this is, okay? MULN for months and months and months and months before this split, since February. We're in December. One more time, since February has been unable to get over both the 8 and the 20 and hold it, okay? And listen, these are computer generated lines that I have absolutely no influence on. Excuse me. I have never pretended these are the best 5 lines to use. There are so many. You can literally use any number you want. I've heard someone talk about a 600-day moving average. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many lines out there. For me, these 2 are important. All right. I didn't like wake up one day and was like, oh, these are good. Let's eat. You know what I mean? Like, all right. So for months and 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 months, all we've done, look how easy it is to just see the orange line almost every single moment of this thing, right? Like, we barely live on it. We're pretty much well under it, okay? It is incredibly hard to get over one line. It is that much harder to break 2 moving averages, okay? And oh man, I see the red that's dying to turn to green. I see the nice little volume back to back that both days broke the 50 MA. I see what was a crazy low RSI coming back up, right? I see a MACD so close to that 0 positive line, right? Like, I see it all. Dude, when months and 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 months you're living under these 2 lines, you can't assume just because you have one beautiful, and it was a good day. It was a 26%, almost 27% monster. That, dude, I hope you banked. I hope you made good money. The bank will take your money for sure if you did, right? You can't expect this to get over it when all it does is say, I can't. You know what I mean? And this was an interesting moment. I know I talked about that one, but dude, I mean, look at this thing, like, right? So the moral of the story is, and will continue to be, look, MULN needs to make you believe it's over these 2 lines, and one single day can't do it. Even a good, beautiful break of the 2 lines, not even a horrible wick down. Like, the high of the day was close to the close of the day, right? Like, I wish I had more decimals, but like, we went from 0.21 to 0.21. We didn't give up that many sub pennies. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good day. Like, these things looked good down here. you can't underestimate the lines, right? Like, believe me, I've lost enough money to respect these colorful things. You know what I mean? So let me know your thoughts and opinions if you agree or disagree as always. But hey, I appreciate you so much, right?